Hey there, David Moravka from Earth Sciences and Astronomy and a member of the negotiations team for the Faculty Association. If I haven't mentioned before and you're watching this, then I hope we get to meet you in the future. And I'd like to just present a short video summary of the fourth negotiations meeting with the district, which we held on February 17th. In attendance, of course, were the district representatives and for the faculty on your behalf, Herschel Greenberg, the Negotiations League, Sandra Esslinger, Gail Watkins, Donna Necke from Non-Credit, and Robin Devitt, who is our California Teachers Association representative. So the Faculty Association put forward two proposals. The Faculty Association also responded to a past district proposal or district response. In terms of FA proposals that were new, the FA proposed a change to Article 5, which is the deals with the rights of association and members. And essentially, there's been recent legislation that has expanded the rights of the Faculty Association to provide orientations, paid orientations to both full-time and part-time staff to sort of let them know what the union was all about and what their rights were as educators in California and at Mount SAC. And so basically the proposed language aligns with the new legislation, and the district had some questions about the procedures regarding the new language. But really it was just, it was a fairly simple proposal that aligns with legislation. The FA also proposed some changes to Article 6, which deals with dues and payroll deductions. And these changes also align with new legislation. So it was a pretty simple proposal. There were some questions back and forth, but again, this is something that just aligns with recent legislation. So it's a fairly simple proposal. But the proposal deals with just the obligation to share information about dues and payroll deductions. And so while the information supplied between both parties has not changed, it's just the identification of the type of membership that has changed. And that's due to deduction status. So again, just an alignment with recent legislation. In addition, the FA responded to a past proposal, Article 10I, which deals with flex days. And the FA responded to the district with a few changes. The FA proposed that the pay deduction for floating flex day occur from the first overload pay during the following academic year. And so what this does is this language allows for plenty of notification of the missed submission, and it allows for the faculty member to plan for loss of wages. Second, the FA proposed that if the proof of completion of the floating flex day is provided even after the deadline, as long as it's provided, then the district would return any deducted wages for completing that prior to the deadline. So in other words, even if you fail to, sometimes happens, you fail to supply that submission that says, yeah, I did my flex time, and you get some money deducted. If you then later supply evidence that you did that, then the district would be obligated to return those wages. So as you've probably heard about in a previous video or in one of the previous updates, the Faculty Association had proposed some, or responded really to a proposal on Article 16M, which deals with sabbaticals, originally from the district, and we had responded to that and in good faith, and tried to really expand the rights of the faculty in terms of how they reported out about the work that they did during sabbatical. Also, really trying to regulate the right of managers, deans, and vice presidents to not be able to just out of hand refuse a sabbatical request, but to say, okay, well, this may place an undue hardship on the department, but they would have to provide an opinion as to why, and then that would just be a recommendation that would then go to salary and leaves, so that the sabbatical request would not be just denied, but salary and leaves could still sort of think about those sabbatical applications and think about the meaning of, whatever the recommendation of the dean or the vice president was. And that's really based on kind of past practice in the past, more than several years ago. Um, a dean or a VP might just say, well, this is going to be hard on the department. And then they're sort of limited at that and not being able to um, judge the sabbatical application based on the application itself and the work that was being proposed, because that really is the job of the salary and leaves committee to then look at those applications and to rank them for the board of directors. And also, we think that the faculty association thinks that on behalf of the faculty, that a certain percentage of faculty should be able to go on sabbatical every 6 years. That's right that we've fought hard for, and we have a great sabbatical program. So the district, unfortunately, responded by not accepting most of the proposed response presented by the faculty association. There was some kind of surprising new language out of nowhere about not being able to take a sabbatical if you also happen to be on reduced workload. And that was a brand new thing that the district had not proposed initially when they brought forward changes to Article 6M, sabbaticals. And they also rejected the faculty association's response that, as I said previously, that managers, deans, and VPs should not be able to just reject an application, that they see that more as a decision by the manager and not a recommendation for salary and leaves. And this is certainly not the viewpoint of the faculty association. So essentially, a no from one of those managers would mean the end of a faculty member's sabbatical application. This is unfortunate because there are people who have been denied sabbaticals over and over because a manager feels that they can't be replaced, or maybe the district doesn't want to go to the work of replacing them. And again, that's unfortunate. And kind of claimed that a lot of the changes that we had suggested would make it hard for the board to decide what sabbaticals should be granted, and essentially the board usually kind of rubber stamps the number of sabbaticals that they have decided should be permitted, and in whatever order maybe that they're ranked according to the salary and leaves committee. So the faculty association was pretty disappointed by this response and sees it as kind of anti-faculty, and doesn't really understand the reasoning completely. So we'll of course reply to that and reply to the other responses in an upcoming negotiations meeting. And the next negotiations meeting will take place on the 27th of February, 9 a.m. So we'll look forward to that.